What up, everybody? Welcome to the Tell Yourself No Show, where we minimize nonsense and maximize life, the powerful perspective. Today, I got all my brothers with me. I got A, I got Ken, and I got my brother, Mr. IJF, aka Delicious, you know,
Whoa, come
T.
on.
And today, we're going to
Oh,
talk
that's some
about
good music. You hear the
mixing business
music?
with pleasure. Who added? I don't know who added the soundtrack.
That's
Anybody
hey, I
know?
can tell A smile. I can tell
I'm
hey, I
busy.
can tell that's
Nah,
Ken, that's Ken. That's Ken.
put the wild pure moves on, son. Come
No,
on, man. I wouldn't have picked
I
that.
appreciate it. We ain't got the producer tricks. Appreciate you.
no.
Shout out.
Let's go. Let's go.
And so the conversation is going to be about mixing business and pleasure, whether it's with friends or family or a relationship. And I came across an interview about a month ago, and Wyclef was kind of talking about what the Fugees, what caused the Fugees to break up, and he didn't give details. At the same time, he was like, the best advice I can give to the next, Fugees or the next group coming up is don't mix business with pleasure. That's where he left it. So I wanted to have that conversation with y'all about y'all experiences, maybe mixing business with pleasure, whether it's been a friend or family member or ex shorty or shorty period that you was dealing with and getting money with. And to clarify the question, it's not dealing with the female in business. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a situation where you dealt with one of your cousins and y'all started a company or some sort of business dealings and it went great or it went horrible. I don't know how it went. You know what I mean? Um, you got an experience like that, Ed?
I mean, I think in one area, I think I'm gonna have the most experience in that is my prior work experiences, where I was always in upper management, but I kind of started from the bottom. So it's like when you started, is you have all these ideas of what you would like it to be. If you were in charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that day came. So as you know, I choose to have a lot of fun while catering to my business to make the work environment fun. But we handled a lot of big business everywhere I ever went. So I think in that aspect, business and pleasure could be okay because it lightens up the environment. If I
Mm.
think especially if you're playing with multiple people trying to do like a individual thing. I mean, I'm sorry, like trying to get to a goal, like in a job environment, work environment. In terms of personal, I honestly can't say that I've had good, success, if much experience with, like family and cousins. If I do anything with a family member, I don't not saying I consider it a loss. I'm already not looking for nothing. You know what I mean? So it's not looked at it as that way. As far as
You don't
friends
have
go,
those kind of expectations.
right. And as far as friends though, we've been burning the past on a small scale, so kind of don't really do too much of that. It's almost to the point if I have to do real business with a real friend nowadays, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and we're gonna have to sign something up. I tell people that now, if we're
Mm.
gonna do something, we have all these ideas or whatever, let's agree on it and sign on it. So that way the air is clear going on the line. Everybody's clear what we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say about that.
That reminds me of something my old real estate attorney told me. He said he said a good friend will agree to do a deal with you. He said a great
Right.
friend will sign a contract to do a deal with you. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Hmm.
all right, you got
Yeah,
that.
because there's nothing to hide. We don't have any daggers behind our back. So why not?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm
Yeah.
doing something unconditionally, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? We'll sign for it.
Mm-hmm. It's genuine intentions. You know what I mean?
And that could hurt you too when you try to go into business with people that you care about in friendship. You mightn't be as hungry as you would if it was like a co-partner or a partner with a like mind goal in whatever business it is you're trying to get into.
Mm-hmm. And the friends, I feel like you know there's certain things where you can understand the capabilities and things like that, and then when it gets to a financial level, things can change or be like become different.
Well, you
Or,
see, that is interesting. If you bring up, if it's going to be about just the money part of bat, then then you got to talk about exploitation, because some people will come in, they'll think they have the upper hand with the money, and they'll exploit a friend that they know that doesn't have it, and put them in such predicaments to always kind of be one up on them.
Mhm. That's true, and that shows you that's not a true friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, there's also no friendship in business. There's opportunities. There's not friendship here. It's an
And
opportunity.
that's what makes it a tough decision to make. You know what I mean? When you're making some with somebody you have a relationship with besides a business relationship.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, if it's a family member, you're offering them an opportunity, and you have to have parameters set to where no one gets hurt. That needs to be understood before it starts.
Hmm. That's true. Okay, second that. Um, Ken, what kind of experience have you had with a family friend, female, and if you've done business with any of those, and how did it go?
Um, Family, I definitely would not recommend that unless you have common goals, common interests, because you could want the best for your family, even friends or whatever, but it's just if you don't have the same common interests, same hunger, it's just stay away from that one. Do it from a distance. I've tried
Is
it.
that from a personal experience?
Yeah. I've tried it with people. When somebody's always looking for an opportunity, they could be saying it at that point, and they probably mean it. But when it comes down to executing and doing what needs to be done, and staying the course, then they're not there because they've never done it before. So and they may not understand or have the same vision that you have. So it's if they don't share that common interest, that common goal, that same hunger, then it's not going to work. It doesn't even matter if it's a family member or a friend
That's what I
or
was gonna
whatever.
say.
It's just the same thing.
Hmm.
You just have to have that hunger. Because when two minds, you can find two strangers, but if their vision is aligned and their hunger is the same, that thing's gonna flow. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And if a family member is on that same path, like there's families that work together, or at least they make that effort to sync their ideas and their energy to make it work. So that's from my experience. I would stay away from family unless they have the same exact vision. So because you even when you start making money. That's when family members will start coming to you to be like, hey, I have this idea, let's do this, or can you do this for me? So you have to learn how to say no, just for your own peace, because in most cases you can almost predict the trajectory is where it's gonna go. It may go good for like a week or two, then they start acting up or doing something or not, just being negligent about the issue, and you end up holding the weight for the most of the business, or it just falls apart. So
and and it's the reason why it seems like that's the issue, like because when it does become a situation where you have to cut ties.
mhm,
So if it's a family or if a friend that you did
yeah,
business with,
yeah,
and if
and
they stop doing what they're supposed to, you got to
yeah,
cut
and
ties.
what makes it easier actually is when okay, if somebody has like a sports background, they're used to working with a team. It's easier that way because they tend to go into their roles. They identify what they're good at much faster than people who have never been in those type of situations. You know, so just a few people I could say that have been in like have sports backgrounds could kind of you know they're much easier to deal with than others because they've had experience with dealing with multiple personalities, working together in unity. Like you just have to they have to have some type of structure beforehand. You know. So yeah, and with sports you have to train. So basically, they'll kind of apply the same principles into business.
All right. Mr. IJF, how's your connection over there? You live?
You tell me. You tell me.
Sounding good, brother. You sounding good.
Yeah.
Can you finish what you were saying, or what were you saying about your experience having business with somebody as close, like a friend, family, or a relationship wise? And if you have, how'd it go?
Well, first of all, did you hear me? Did you hear when Ken was coming out my service? What I said?
Oh, don't tell me that.
Oh, you know, to make it, man.
Did you? I'm breaking up. I'm
First,
breaking up.
Damn, son. At first, I thought he was making a joke again. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we ain't hear nothing.
The thing is, y'all don't even know where I'm at, and I know y'all don't know where I'm at because I don't know where I'm at, nigga. Just trying to stop, nigga. I went all type of wrong ways, nigga. I don't even recognize where I'm
You
at.
quit?
So I'm
You
in
sound
the
great
I'm in the
now.
boonies.
Whatever you just did, wherever your phone was at, it was horrible. Wherever you
Right,
at
right.
now, yeah,
Yeah, right there's good.
keep it right there.
I said, did you hear me when I said when Ken came out my service? What I said?
About
Nah.
T-Mobile? Oh no, I don't know. No,
Yeah.
uh,
I told nigga I got cricket PCS, nigga. You know what I'm saying, nigga? And I guess it's true, nigga. Cause my shit is toe up, nigga. Cause I think I did a little business with my family who sold me this phone, nigga. Shit, nigga. So you see, this shit don't work out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I really mixed with relationships. I said if I had a female, I might have brought her along for the ride to get money with me, but not necessarily get money with me, right? But like you could come along for the ride. And then one time, my one of my children's mother, she got me a job at a restaurant, and if I would help anybody else, she'd be mad. Like my job was to help other people, and she's like, "Why'd you helping me?" I'm like, "Yo, 'cause I'm doing my job. Like, what's up?" And then if she would see me laughing with other people, she walked by like. So she didn't want to see me laughing with nobody, having a good time. And I think business with pleasure, the lines get confused. You see what I'm saying? And they get crossed so easily, right? Because it's like we doing good business, but it don't feel good personally. And then we might be doing bad business, but it feels good personally. So I think you're trying to do too much in one situation, and I think that's where the lines get crossed. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like, how can you work on two things at once? You see what I'm saying? Like, how can you swim forward and backwards at the same time? You're just gonna be going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really mix. I don't think I do. I don't think I mix business with pleasure. I don't think I do it too often. Like, especially with the relationships, like. I might just bring a female along for the ride, like, hey, come with me over here, but that don't mean she's actually a part of the business. You know what I mean? Like I had a management company with artists. There'll be at times that I would bring a female along, but it's like she wasn't making decisions in it. You know what I mean? I had a cell phone store, and I might bring her along to go pick up inventory, but she not really, she might throw a little comment, oh, do this, do that, but oh yeah, shut the hell up. But she's not an actual business partner. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't really, especially with the relationship, I don't really, and maybe people that can be in that space of working together and having a relationship together, I would like to see it. You know what I mean? I'm interested in it. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z and Beyonce, they might have some sort of businesses together, but I don't think they in business with each other like that. You know what I mean? So me personally, I don't really try to mix business with pleasure too much. But I always agree with fucking a female from the job, though. I always agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Just to let you know.
You think that's okay? You don't think that makes it an awkward work environment?
Well, the thing is, that's not mixing business with pleasure. That's mixing pleasure with business. You see what I'm saying? Because you already was there. You know what I'm saying? So let's just sprinkle a pleasure in here. You know what I'm saying? I think that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a problem with that.
I would love to hear an explanation on why you think that is okay.
Cause it's fun, man. Yo, listen. Cause when you get to actually get nasty at work, it just feel better. Like if you ever took a shit on the clock, you be like, man, this is a good shit right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause you like, man, I'm getting paid for this. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
So I think
yo,
I think everybody should mix a little pleasure with business if they already got
I
the
think
business
his
down
service
pat.
is
You know what I'm
saving
saying?
himself.
Hmm.
Huh?
it be having the right time for it too.
Yeah.
You got just
You said
talk past his part.
you said
Um, so we ain't hear nothing you said, brother. Um, but that's cool. What about even having one of your family members? Have you ever
me.
done business with one of your family members?
Um, let me think.
Yeah.
Let me think. I don't have much family, so I think it's like an easy one for me. No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? Like I got my brothers that my mother had, and then I got my brothers in life. You know what I mean? I got the brothers that were given to me, and then I got the brothers I chose. You know, I've done a lot of business with the brothers I chose. With the brothers in the family that was given to me, I don't think I've done any business with at all. With the brothers that I
How'd the
chose,
business
terrible. They
go with the
terrible
brothers that you
motherfuckers.
chose?
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? My brothers is terrible. Um, now the business has gone. Like businesses have gone well, but we kind of have good things about us and and negative things about us. But I don't blame it because of being family. You know what I mean? I think we have like minds, and like my mind, I'm I like to start stuff and not finish it. And some of them have the same qualities. You see what I'm saying? So a couple businesses that we might have, we great at starting businesses, but then we don't like doing the small work that it takes the day by day. You know what I mean? Like so we like to just build the building, but then we don't like to fill it up. You know what I mean? Like that's we just have grand ideas, and then when we get it started, it's like, so who's gonna take care of this business day to day? It's like, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, cause we like being bosses. I think me and my brothers we more bosses than workers, but at the same time, we 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 fail to understand that being a boss, if you don't have the workers, you have to be the worker, right? So we don't hire enough workers or good enough workers because then we hire people we know and we cool with, you know what I mean? And they don't have the same they don't have the same mind as us because they just workers, you know what I mean? And they not even really
Nah,
Again,
uh, that definitely makes sense though. Um, when we make decisions as brothers, and when it gets to a certain point, the
yeah, you
responsibilities
know,
differ. You know what I'm saying?
it comes down to the type of role that you know people put themselves in. You know, so if you come
Whichever
up
role
with
they
the
sign up for.
idea, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, if you come up
yeah,
with the
yeah,
idea, you got to
absolutely,
know, okay, what can
absolutely.
I contribute?
And you know, talking about it and being about it is two different things. You know what I mean? It's like you know, we got this grand idea, and if we do this, it could work. If we show up every day for a year, from open to close, we're gonna boom. But which one of us is gonna show up every day, open to close? You see what I'm saying? Like, like I said, we got the boss part down, but the worker part we kind of despise. You see what I'm saying? So, and then when we are workers, when I used to work, we had a cell phone store, and when I used to work there, I'd be an asshole on purpose just so a person could say, "Let me speak to the manager." I say, "What's up?" I own it. I'm the owner. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, nigga, that's not how you do business. You see what I'm saying? But I wanted to show everybody that I was the boss. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll do bad business just for my ego. You know what I mean? So um, lines get blurred very easily. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just to feed my
Self
pride and
sabotage.
ego.
It sounds
Pride
like.
and ego. is the culprit of a lot of things. You know what I mean? A lot of things. Um, I could say negative,
A
but
lot of
maybe
negative
some
things.
positive too, because the man I am could be because of some pride and ego that I have. You know what I mean? The morals that I have, um, the things I choose not to give up on. You know what I mean? So at the same time, it's been bad for me, but at the same time, I believe it's been good also. But I know in those particular times, there was pride and ego. I made some bad decisions um, due to it. You know what I mean? Just for especially when it comes to business. You know what I mean? It wasn't about the business. It was more about my ego and pride. I like telling people I own the shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if you own it, then just make the customer happy and get the money. But I'd rather not take the customer's money just to keep my pride points. You know what I mean? And that don't relate to good business because my brothers might say, "How much money we made today?" I say, "Money,
Mm.
nigga. What about the pride points?" You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can't pay rent in pride points. You know what I'm saying? Um, so you can't, you can't. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, there's
Can't
other
take that to the
times in my
bank.
life where pride and ego, I think have done good for me. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the subject at hand.
What so I want to get the y'all final thoughts. So hey, what's your final thoughts on this? Any jewels you want to drop? Any pointers, do's or don'ts?
I mean, as you don't put out more than you're willing to lose. You know, that's one.
Mm.
And two, I mean, everybody makes mistakes, and you got to know what position you are in whatever type of business you're doing, and everybody deserves a shot. The person that failed you might needed you to teach him. Not give him a chance to fail. You know what I mean? You might need to see the failure and make somebody bigger out of that. So it's really what you're going for. You trying to exploit a person, or you trying to build a person?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a fact. That's
that's
a
what I
fact.
would say. Just know what type of business you want.
It sounds similar to what Ken was saying too. Ken, what's your final thoughts on it?
Just know what you could contribute, your role, and the type of business relationship that you want. So for me, you just can't jump into it. You got to envision exactly what it is and clearly define, the roles. So that would be my take. I guess it's hard to do that if you're just jumping into the business, casually, especially when it's starting to get more, you know, when it has a lot
Lucrative.
of components. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if it has a lot of components, you need somebody to do certain things, and some things you actually need to do yourself and not hand off to other people because that could also cause issues too. So, but yeah, my take is just know your role, know what you contribute, and then it makes it much easier to fill in the gaps.
Appreciate
Uh,
that. Appreciate that.
well, can you
All
hear me?
right, Mr. IJF, what's your final thoughts? Any do's or don'ts?
All right. Let's see. So
I can hear you
I
right
was just
now.
thinking right now,
Hopefully, you get
if
all the
you
way
can
through it.
compartmentalize the business and the pleasure, I think then you could maybe make it work. If you like somebody for the business and you choose them to work for the business and you're not choosing them because you love them as family or as a partner, and that's influencing your decision to have them in the business, then I think it could work. But a lot of the times when we mix the business with the pleasure, we're not like, wow, this is the best person for this business. It's more so like I want to give this person I love a chance to be in the business. You see what I'm saying? Not necessarily I love this person for the business. You see what I'm saying? So if you can compartmentalize the two and you could really look at them as two different people and two different entities, I think then you might have a chance. But if you like, you gotta not blur the lines, And if, like I said, if you really interview your family member and they really say all the things you want to hear, or and it's actually you believe it, then maybe you can make it work. But for the most part, don't. More times than not, I recommend not mixing the business with the pleasure. but always sprinkle a little pleasure with the business. Remember that. You understand? But always sprinkle a little pleasure with the business.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So we got compartmentalized. I believe A was saying, know what you're willing to lose when you start, and then Ken was saying pretty much know your role. And I think those are all good things to consider if you are considering doing business with somebody personal in any kind of way. So I appreciate y'all fellas.